Hi guys, training an animal is all about communication, and it's all about creating communication that is clear between us and our pets. And we do that by creating a common language so that they can understand us and we can understand them. Now, even though it sounds really crazy and it sounds kind of silly, I feel really confident that my pets can understand me, and I can really speak to my pets and really understand what they're trying to say. In this video, I'm going to show you guys how to create that common language between you and your pets by creating and establishing something called a bridge in training. A bridge is exactly what it sounds like. It's a stimulus, often a sound, that bridges the time gap from when a behavior occurs and when a treat is actually delivered. To understand the importance of a bridge, let me give you guys a good example using a dog. Let's say there's a person trying to train the dog how to sit, and they're at the park. It's the first time ever training the dog how to sit, and the dog accidentally sits. So the person reaches inside their pocket and gives the dog a treat. Well, by the time they give the dog a treat, the dog could already be standing up, chewing on a shoe. So in the trainer's mind, they think that they're rewarding the dog for correctly sitting. But in the dog's mind, the dog thinks that he's being rewarded for whatever he did that moment he got the treat, which is chewing on the shoe. So there's always a time gap. No matter how fast you are, there's always going to be a time gap from when a behavior occurs and when a treat's actually delivered. So what we want to use, Snuggles, come here. Down. Good, stay. So what we want to do is we want to use some kind of sound that kind of signals, yes, that's what I want, so that we can link the behavior with the treat. And that's exactly what a bridge is. So I'm going to show you guys the use of a bridge right now with Snuggles. And the bridge could be any kind of sound. It could be a clicking sound using a clicker. So you guys will often hear about clicker training. That's what the clicker does. It could also be any kind of word. It could be a click with your tongue. It could also be, for example, when I train Snuggles or Smokey, good girl is the bridge. And I want you guys to pay special attention to whenever I say good girl in my training, whether it's with Snuggles or with Smokey. So watch this. Snuggles, down, good girl. So guys, immediately after you say good girl or whatever that bridging stimulus is, you always have to reward with a treat at the very beginning stages of training. If you don't reward often at the very beginning stages of training, the animal is going to not really understand what you're asking for, and they're going to give up. Snuggles, back up. Back up. Good girl. So guys, whenever I say good girl, a treat always immediately follows. Now, at the very beginning, this could be, even though it sounds simple, some people really do this wrong. I'm going to show you guys what not to do. Snuggles, down. Good girl. You don't want to reward the dog while giving you don't want to say good girl while you're giving the treat, or else it's not going to have any association. So, Snuggles, beg, good, beg, good girl, and then you reward. So the treat is something that's always following the bridge. Snuggles, down, good girl, and then you reward. Sit, back up. Snuggles, over, good girl, back up. Good, ready, over, good girl. Snuggles, sit, turn around, good girl. So, the important thing about using the bridge, guys, is remember, you always use the bridge, but reward after you give that stimulus. Sit, good girl, and then reward. Snuggles, down, good girl. So, by using a bridge, we let our animals know right away, that's the behavior I want. And with that, you guys can capture all sorts of behavior later on in the future. For example, to teach a dog how to bark, you could be catching them in the act of already barking, and all you would do then is tell them good girl or good boy, and then reward, and you can put that on cue later. Snuggles, sit, sit, bark, 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 good girl. So if you guys take a look at her body language, whenever I say good girl, she knows exactly what it means. She knows that a reward is coming, and that's what I mean by having clear communication with your animals when you guys train them. Snuggles, come here. Good. And again, you only need treats at the very beginning stages of training, and you always want to reward with a treat when you're training something new at the very beginning. But after your dog or your bird is already, after they've learned the behavior, you can slowly fade the treat reward out and use the environment as the reward. For example, you could say sit and then good, jump on the sofa. So you can put jumping on the sofa, something that the dog finds enjoyable, you can use that as a reward. Now, I want to show you guys just how important a bridge is when you're training. And this is going to be a solid example right here. I'm going to ask her to stand on command. And I want you guys to watch her body language right after I say good. Snuggles. Sit. Back up. Down. Snuggles. Down. Back up. Down. Good. Snuggles. Stand. Good. Good girl. Good girl, Snuggles. Up. Good girl. Snuggles off. Good. Hey, ready for more? Yeah. Snuggles down. Good. So I want you guys to watch down. Down. Good. I want you guys to watch her body language after I tell her good. When you're training new behaviors, you can always capture them by using a bridge. Snuggles. Look. Look. Good. Stand. Good. Good. So guys, that right there, by saying good, you saw that she froze instantly when she stood after I said good. That's because she knows that that's at that exact moment, that's the behavior I wanted. That's the behavior I wanted to reinforce. Good girl, Snuggles. Let's go inside. I've heard from a lot of dog owners that the first word to ever teach their dog is no. And a lot of people think that, no is like the first thing they should ever teach their bird or their dog. I totally disagree. I think that the most important thing you should teach your bird or your dog is that the word yes. They need to know what good girl, they need to know what that means. I mean, if you don't ever establish a bridge, your pets are never going to really understand what good means. And that word, it's going to be pointless, it's going to be meaningless. So to make meaning for that word, to really get our animals to understand what that means, to really be able to establish a clear communication pathway between them, to let them know that, hey, that's really what I wanted and thank you. Like Snuggles, look. Good. Good, Snuggles. That really helps to build a relationship between us and our pets, because it lets them know that it lets them know exactly the moment they did what we wanted them to do. So to kind of demonstrate this with Smokey, I'm going to show you guys the use of a bridge in action. Snuggles, sit. Good, stay. Smokey, come. Good. Stay, Snuggles. Good. Alright, Smokey, you ready? So guys, again, like I said earlier, at the very beginning stages of training, you always want to reward with a treat. And I'm only doing this right now to show you guys that, how to reward with a treat at the very beginning stages. And I know it sounds kind of silly, how to reward with a treat. There's only one way, right? But again, don't tell your bird, say hi, good girl. Don't say, don't link the bridge while giving the bird the treat. It's important that you guys give the treat after you give the bridge, after you say good girl, then you reward. But don't do them simultaneously. Smokes, perch, good. Smokey, can you get the ball? Put it in. Good girl! You guys can tell the moment I said good girl, she looked right up at me. She knew that, hey, yay, I did it right. And a treat is coming. That's what the whole point of a bridge is supposed to do. Smokey, get the ball. Oops, get the ball. Put it in. Good girl! So you guys see how there's always a time gap from when a treat is delivered to when a behavior occurs. So by saying good girl, I am letting her know that yes, the moment the ball went in there, that's what I wanted, and a treat is going to follow. And you can even delay the treat by a couple seconds, could be by 10, 20 seconds. The animal's still going to know exactly what it's being rewarded for because you already used the bridge. Good girl, Smokey. Good girl. And for those of you who have dogs and birds, or like a bird and a cat, Smokey, put it in. This is a really good exercise for me to build tolerance between the dog, letting the dog know, hey, you need to stay, good Snuggles, and the bird being comfortable with the dog or the cat being there and knowing that they won't harm you. Good girl, what a good bird. Okay, Smokies, wave. Wave, good. Turn around. What do you like to do? Good girl! She knew right then, everything's done, she's getting a reward. Alright, give me that ball. Good girl! Okay. So guys, it's really important. The instant the animal does the behavior, you want to say good right away. The treat can be delayed, but you cannot... Okay, can you give me that? Alright, good girl. Again, like I was saying, the moment the animal does the behavior, you want to link it with the bridge right away. You want to say good right away, but the treat can be delayed a little bit longer. Okay, let me show you guys that one more time. Get the basket. Give it to me. Good girl. Right when I got this little I don't know, this little cup. Right the moment I got it, I told her good right away. But then I delivered the treat after I said good. And that's really important because it establishes what the word means. And, good girl! And then the treat. Training is about building a clear communication pathway between us and our pets. And we do that by using and establishing a reliable bridge. So that every time we tell our pets, good, they know exactly that good means good. A treat is coming and you did something right. Training shouldn't be based on dominance. It shouldn't be the struggle for dominance where you're always trying to punish the dog or the bird for doing something wrong. And again, like I said, treats are used only at the very beginning stages of training, but once the behaviors have been established, you guys can use affection, you use all other things in the environment. You can use getting on the sofa, opening the door to let the dog out, opening the cage door to let the bird out, all as rewards for training. One of the biggest questions that I get most often from people is, how do I discipline my dog? And for a while, when I first got asked that question, I really got stuck with the question for a while. I'm like, dang, I don't know what I did. How do I discipline my dog? And it came, and I sat down and really thought about it. And what I realized is, you know what? To best answer that question, here's my response. With good training, if you guys are managing the learning for your pets, you're managing the training sessions to make it manageable and teach them what they're supposed to do and what you want them to do, there is seldom, if ever, a need for discipline. And I think that goes true with both, dogs and birds. I mean, far too often, and the whole reason why I make these YouTube videos, guys, is too many people that go into training think that the right way to train is to catch your dog or your bird doing the wrong thing and punishing them for it. And I really don't think that's the right way to go. I train my birds, I train my dog how to behave around people, how to behave around different scenarios, different situations. And if you train them how to behave, there's seldom, if ever, a need to discipline. Snuggles, sit. Good, what a good dog. What a good dog, Snuggles. High five, partner. Good girl. Well guys, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. At the very least, I hope it was helpful in that it taught you guys the use of a bridge and how it's used to communicate with our pets and what we want them to do. Honestly, I feel like too many people that are training animals, they think that the whole point of training them is to catch them in the act of doing something wrong and punishing them for it. Smokey, but so funny. But really, training is all about catching our animals in the act of doing something right, setting the environment up so that they're most likely to get it right, and then rewarding them for that, because behaviors that are reinforced are more likely to occur again in the future. With good training, you guys rarely, if ever, have to use discipline. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Make sure you guys like below, and you also subscribe to my channel. And if you guys do that, that'd be a big help for me. Thank you so much.